Hi guys, Dave Benson here from Moving to the Philippines. So today I wanted to talk about just a second. I want to talk about eating out in the Philippines, eateries, restaurants, whatnots, um, things to think about, things to be careful about. When I first moved here, and also maybe just eating in general, I'll give you some warnings. Warning number one, number one, food poisoning. I've had it. I think 4 times. I wouldn't say three, but 4 times. I've had it 4 times. You have to be very careful when you're eating out or you're buying food that's prepared outside in the Philippines. First time was right when we got here, and this coming not back in 2018, but when we got here, we went by these places. They have these outside little food shops where you buy food, right? So one of them is manok, the chicken. So they have it's like a rotisserie chicken. And it's really good. So you buy this chicken that's hanging there, and it's like a rotisserie. I don't know if it's a rotisserie, but it's baked somehow. It's baked, and it's really good. And so they put it out in these things, and it's been sitting out there. And so we bought it on our way to family house. We went to her family and we ate it, and I got really bad food poisoning. Why? Because who knows how long it's been sitting out there. So we don't ever do that anymore. No. The only kind of chicken you can really buy from a side outside there, if it's not a restaurant, is fried chicken. I've tried that several times, never had a problem. Because fried chicken is prepared differently, right? I think when you fry chicken, it calcifies it. I don't know. It does something to it. But I've never had a problem with fried chicken, right? But I did get food poisoning from that, right? I got food poisoning a few times, and one thing I learned is when you eat outside in the Philippines, like if you go to an outside eatery, her my wife's uncle has an eatery here in Ingo City, which I never got sick from because I know them. So I trust them, and I know how they cook the food, and they cook it fresh every day. And also, you want to get stuff that's hot. So we went to a buffet, I think, a couple of times here, and that's I also got sick at a buffet. And that's when I learned this. That's when I learned this story. Don't ever buy anything. Don't ever eat anything cold off a buffet in the Philippines because they don't. It's almost like I used to work in a restaurant when I was a kid. I worked at a Sizzler and I worked at a place called Chuck's Steakhouse. I was a dishwasher, busboy, chef, prep salad prep and different things. You have to get a food handler's card, right? Well, you don't do that here. I mean, they do teach them that supposedly, but they don't. And the people here have a different stomach, so they don't really get sick. But they leave stuff sitting out. They don't keep it hot. So if you get pancit or a meat dish or something, and it's room temp, don't eat it. Do not eat it. That's another thing. It was from pancit one time. I'm trying to now all the times are coming back when I got food poisoning. It was from pancit one time. So I ate some pancit that wasn't cooked. It wasn't warm. It was cold. And the people here, they just don't. They're not aware that you're supposed to like keep stuff hot or keep it cold. So they don't. So it can be sitting out for hours and they'll eat it and they're fine. So they don't have a second thought about it. But unless you want food poisoning, I'm telling you what, it's no fun, guys. I had it once, 4 days. It is no fun, right? So if it's cold, don't eat it. If it's warm, unless, once again, I'm going to tell you this fried chicken's okay. I had room temp fried chicken, never got sick from it. Right? So when I go to one of those all you can eat places, I usually will have the soup because they keep the soup hot. So wait, hand. My dogs are going nuts out there. So they keep the soup warm because nobody will eat cold soup. Filipinos won't eat it either. So you can have the soup, whatever kind of soup it is. I love the soups here. There's a soup they make from fish or chicken. Um, Hang on. Tinola. It's called tinola. It's really good. It's got cabbage in it. It's like a clear soup. Then there's a red soup they make called calderada. And anyway, they have lots of soup. There's another one that has like beef or pork and it has like corn in it and stuff. Like a stew. They just make some really good soups here, by the way, guys. And the soup is one of the healthiest things because most of them have cabbage, and cabbage is really healthy and just tastes good. So the soups are good. So you can eat the soups because they keep them hot. Now, since this came up, if you go to eat at somebody's house, even a family member, they also will eat the food sit down forever. So I was trying to be safe after I learned my lesson about the hot foods. So they have a tapioca dessert, right? Which is cold. So well, this is fine. It's cold, but it should be fine. So I ate and I got food poisoning from the tapioca. Why is that? Well, I'm just gonna throw this out there as a guess. Somebody made the tapioca, set it on the table for several hours, and then put it in the refrigerator. Oh, maybe I should chill that. People like to eat it chilled. Everyone else was fine. I got food poisoning. So that's the warning. Now, let's get back to it because you don't want to just hear about food poisoning. I'm pretty sure you don't want to just hear about food poisoning, which I've done for 5 minutes. Why? Because it impacted me a lot, guys. Okay, so there's U.S. There's a few U.S. Restaurants here. Kentucky Fried Chicken is excellent. They also have rice here, so instead of potatoes, you get the rice with the gravy instead of the mashed potatoes, and it is really good. I'll tell you what, the KFC here is. I'm gonna give that two thumbs up. The pizza here is not so good. It's not the same as the U.S. Honestly, it's okay. I mean, it's really doughy, and the toppings are not the same. The pepperoni, if you even if you go to my grocery store and buy pepperoni, it's not. Maybe, and now I'm afraid to try it. And once I tried the frozen pizza here, and it was, as my little Chloe used to say, disgusting. So the pizza here is not that good. It's okay. Some of it's better than others. There is a place. There is a place up in Claveria. Just a second, called Demetrios. And there's one in Cagayan de Oro, and there's one up in the mountain up here at this real nice resort place. Um, Really good pizza, American style. They get their pepperoni from a different vendor called Slurs, which is in Cagayan de Oro, where they make American style ham and American style pepperoni, and it just tastes really good. And then New York style pizza from this place. What's it called? Just a second. I keep forgetting that. It's kind of like Costco. They have a place here that. Just a second. There's a place called S&R, which totally like Costco. They even have Kirkland brands in there. They have brands from all over the U.S. Um, they have an eatery there. It's just like it looks like Costco, right? A pattern on it for sure. I don't know if they have something to do with the franchise because it has a different name, S&R. But they have some stores. They have a store in the mall where they sell New York style pizza. That's also pretty good. Not as good as Dimitrios, but pretty good. And then Greenwich Pizza is also pretty good. But to be honest with you, when we go to Greenwich Pizza, Greenwich, Grenwich, pronounced Greenwich, I think that's the way I pronounce it. When we go there, I'll get the pizza sometimes, and they make some pasta dishes that are pretty good. They're okay, but the chicken there is amazing. The fried chicken is really good there. One of the best in the whole island. So you'll find out about this. There's also some European cuisine, which is owned by a European guy, and they have a pretty good menu. So you'll have to find your own places, right? There are a few that are upscale. There's a place called Eve's Kitchen here in Inglewood City, which is really good. It has a good menu. There's a place outside of town. I can't remember the name of it. Fairly new place, which has a really. There are some good chefs here, so you can find some decent restaurants. I prefer to go to a restaurant that has a good ambiance. To be honest with you, if I'm going to spend money to go to a restaurant, there's some outside restaurants right on the beach in Cagayan de Oro that are really good. The seafood restaurant, I can't remember the name, but there's a seafood restaurant that you sit right out there. Sometimes they have singers out there with guitars and stuff, and it is a really nice and they don't need to be aircon because it's right there on the beach, and they have a good menu, and you can eat reasonably affordable here. Even if we take the whole family out, um, I think it was $30 for like 12 people, something like that. So you can eat really well here on a budget, and you can go to an eatery and it's even cheaper. And some of the like I don't really trust the eateries per se because of my food poisoning issues, but we go to Uncle's Eatery and the food's pretty good. Like there's certain things I like that you might not like, and to be honest with you, I prefer American food to Philippine food for the most part. There's a few things I like. I told you I love the soups. Um, I like the fish. The fish is really good here. The tuna belly is really good. The tuna belly and the bangus. It's a white fish. It's really good. So some of the fish is really good. Some of it I don't like, and there's things I don't like. This Phil, but I do like the soups. I do like some of their Chinese food, like the mixed vegetables and stuff. Tastes really good. There's a old hotel here that has pretty good Chinese food. We don't go there very often. I don't know why, but you'll find your places to go. So when you go out to eat, what else? What else was I gonna say? Oh, most people don't tip here except Americans. I don't know about Europeans, but I always leave a tip, and they're so happy if you leave a tip. So I'll leave like $2 or something, and they're $2 is like $30. I don't know. $2 is a really good tip here, by the way, or a buck. We'll talk about tipping some other day, because I'm done with this. This is eateries in the Philippines. How to eat out. Oh, I almost forgot. So I was talking about KFC. I'm sorry. I guess there are more options than I thought. They also have McDonald's. Is very common here. They even have one in Ingo City. It's in all the big cities have McDonald's, and tastes just like the U.S. The hamburgers here, when you go to Jollibee, or you go to some of these places in the mall that sell burgers, they're sweet. The Philippines likes, and the spaghetti's sweet. It's like got sugar in it. So when you you eat the spaghetti here, you're like, ooh, it's disgusting. I guess I could have put this in the grocery video. We try to buy marinara sauce. That's one thing you can ship from the U.S. Or when we go to the big city, we can't find it here in New York City. So and Jojie's learning. My wife, I'm sorry, her name's Joji Ann. She is learning how to make marinara sauce because the spaghetti here is sweet, the hamburgers are sweet, but when you go to McDonald's, they have the Big Mac tastes just like a Big Mac, right? They do have fried chicken. Everybody loves fried chicken, so everybody has McDonald's has fried chicken. It's really good. Jollibee's another place you can go that has burgers, and it's a fast food place. I don't like the burgers because they're sweet. I don't like the spaghetti, but I do like what they call beef stick. Beef stick. It's like a little beef patty that has a dark gravy on it. It's pretty good. So that's what I usually get when I go there, or fried chicken, because everybody has fried chicken. It's all pretty good. Um, what else they have? So, oh, we talked about pizza. So they have a Shakey's pizza. It wasn't good at all. Just nothing like Shakey's. I wish they would take the name off. I was so sad. So I think they also have a. Is it a Pizza Hut? Just a second. Just a second. Almost forgot my Pizza Hut. So they have Pizza Hut here, and it's also pretty good. So yeah, and then the guy that owns Jollibee, he has a chicken place called Inasal, something Inasal. It's pretty good, pretty good chicken. So you'll figure all that out when you get here. I would just say be careful, beware of the food poisoning issues. If you go to a buffet or something, beware of that, and otherwise you'll be fine. Like I say, stick with fried chicken, stick with the soups, and you should be fine. And it's not we don't go out that much. We used to go out all the time, but we're trying to save our money, and now we're kind of you get tired of going out all the time. But we do have a couple of locals here, and I do like their Mexican food, even though it's not authentic, but it scratches the itch, as my son would say. So God bless you guys. Ta ta for now.